Yo, Dyken, have you seen the talk about O2? Oh, we really about to talk about that right now? Oh man, yeah, I've been saying about it. I've been definitely hearing people have been memeing to death. All the top player privilege stuff. You know, top player privilege stuff been around for quite a long time, but I guess let's talk about it. Yo, what's up, YouTube fam? Before we get into the video, I just want to give you guys a huge shout out for all the support you guys been giving the channel lately. I definitely appreciate you guys helping me out tremendously for reaching my goals last month. But definitely, new month, new goals. The goal is 500 subscribers by the end of the month. I know it's a crazy goal, but it's a goal I set for myself. So only want to reach my goal if you guys help me out. So support your boy, hit that like and subscribe button, and turn the notifications on so you know the next video goes live. Now let's get into the video. So in case you've been living on a rock, this guy's Mars basically put out a tweet not too long ago that got ratioed to hell, where the guy was pretty much talking about top players and early registration and how he would like for there to be an early registration for top players, because you'd rather see two top players inside of a tournament rather than two dudes that are going to go 0-2 and then ask for top player pictures later on. And this got ratioed to hell. Like I said, a lot of people had a lot of things to talk about for this. The only real like solidified thing I can really think of when it comes to this is when it comes to the viewer perception, because a lot of viewers pretty much just know the top players because they always are in top 8s, top 16s, and they're looking forward to seeing those players play, obviously. But obviously these tournaments typically have like caps and stuff like that. If tournaments have caps, then sometimes I guess a player could miss the actual date or whatever, or the time span as far as like when to register. But nothing really of this caliber has really been happening. Like, I don't think there's ever going to be a tournament where a tournament is going to have a certain cap and there's going to be nothing but players that are not good at the game. They all register before all the top players get inside of a game. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, there's going to be players there. Like, the thing that a lot of people are arguing with this, which I could totally understand, is when people start saying that this is like their job, right? When they say this is their job, just hear me out. When people talk about this is their job and they basically miss the registration, it's like showing up to your job late, right? It's like, okay, if you know you have a meeting at this time, why would you be 30 minutes late to your meeting if this is your required job? If it's your job, show up on time and register as soon as it's there, right? It wasn't going within the first 1 minute. It was going within the first like 30 minutes to an hour. So you got 30 minutes to an hour to actually register. If you are considering this your job, as in like this is how you get paid to put food on your table, then you should show up on time for your registration. It's as simple as that. If this is not your job, then that's why you missed it, because you were obviously probably doing your other job. Where were you doing? Were you asleep? If you were asleep, you should have been paying attention. If you were out doing some other thing, you should, you know, set your time aside, put your alarm, set your alarm on, whatever you got to do your job. You got a 30-minute meeting, you know, sit in your car and do your meeting real quick. You know, you got to do what you got to do if this is your job, right? So that's what a lot of people are talking about when it comes to this. Like, hey, if this is your job, you need to be showing up on time. But I guess some people agree with what this person is saying. Like, again, God, he was saying like no laws detected, but they're not ready to hear this. So I guess he agrees with the statement. I don't definitely agree with this statement for sure, that top players should have some type of early thing. I mean, if TOs want to do it, I guess there's no harm in it. If they want to make sure that certain players get inside of a bracket. Invitationals is a completely different thing. When there's invitationals, obviously they're going to pick selected players to actually play in those. But the best thing about the fighting game community, real talk, one of the best things about this community, and this is why I love the fighting game community, is like, unlike most other communities where you got to have like a select team and you got to already be of a certain prestige of player to like go to these tournaments and compete with the teams and stuff like that, you already got to be like a qualified player. Fighting games come from the arcade roots. You know, you can go to a tournament and fight the best player in the world as your first bracket in tournament. That's the beautiful thing about it, because it comes from the arcade days. You know, as long as you got your 50 cents, you could play that player. It don't matter how good he is. He could be the best in the world. You got 50 cents, put it up and you could play him. That's the best thing about the FGC, man. And you know, that's what it comes from. So talking about stuff like this sort of just ruins the roots of it. And I know we're getting a little bit more esports with everything and stuff, but you know, just having a little bit of that root still there, that these players can go there, is nice. But let's read what some other people said. So Punk was here. He's like, I don't really agree with this much, as I love seeing all the best players duke it out. Players who go 0-2 don't just come to events to meet their favorite players or chill at tournaments and watch top players. They also want to get better and complete, which is true, man. Like, you know, every person that been to a tournament probably went 0-2. Your first tournament, you probably went 0-2, man. I went 0-2 in my first tournament, and I learned a ton of stuff my first time going there. But yeah, everybody, you know, it happens. Everybody starts off somewhere. Maybe some people may do good at their first tournament because they probably been playing for a long time and then decided to go offline. But you know, if you just get into the fighting community and you just happen to go to a tournament right off the bat, you may go 0-2 in a tournament. You know, it just happens. But not everybody there is just trying to like be like, you know, they're not just a fan and just there for fans' sake. Nah, these are actual people that have just gotten inside the FGC. They heard about people promoting that new players should go to tournaments, and they're trying to get better and learn the game too. Like, it's simple as that. People want to learn the games, man. This person said top players knew that they cannot change society, so instead, reflecting on themselves, they blamed the O2ers. Oh man, putting some guilty as strive in there. Could you imagine being an up-and-coming player who just made it through in a whole tournament and won, and someone going, yeah bro, but if the other pros were only allowed to register early, even though you register on time, it wouldn't have been this way. That would suck, bro. If we're sort of like, you know, just minding your like accomplishments, stuff like that, saying, yeah man, you did good, congrats man, congrats man, you did good, but man, if so and so was here, man, things would have been a little bit different, bro. Yeah man, if Sonic Fox was here, if Daigo, Justin Wong was here, man, yeah, you probably wouldn't have got that far, man. You probably would have met him in the first round, man. You probably would have got, you know, swept, you know. Jabali put in some words too. As a top TO, if you go 0-2 at any event, I'll always be happy to take a picture with you. You make what I do possible. Hey, so you know, a little TO thing in there. But yeah, man, just wanted to touch on this real quick since somebody asked me the question inside the chat. It is, you know, something that we should be thinking about, that these are players in the game that definitely just want to try out to go to tournaments. Everybody starts somewhere, so we shouldn't disengage them. Like, once again, if you are a player that are doing this for your job, you should just show up on time. It's simple as that, man. I can't put it any different than that. Yo, Daikin, check out this tweet. Hold on, what you got? If top players if O2ers didn't exist, I mean, that's sort of true, man. Hey, people want to talk about the O2ers all the day, but they the ones that flesh out the brackets, you know. How is you gonna get that? How is you gonna get the payout if they don't come out to the tournaments, bro? You need somebody to get the money from, right? Not every tournament got a pop bonus, man. So like, you know, you need some up and coming players that are trying to learn the game and come out to the tournaments. It do be like that. Yeah, this real shit, man. It's real shit. But yeah, I guess this would be a YouTube segment too. So down in the comments below, let me know how you guys definitely feel about this too. How y'all feel about this person's statement. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Let me know down in the comments below. I definitely want to hear what you guys think about the situation of top players. Should they have some type of special bracket as far as early timing to where they can register for tournaments? How do you guys feel about that overall? And how do you guys feel about the statement they said about new and upcoming players that are going 0-2 in tournaments? I felt that was a little bit rude, but let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. They cannot change society, so instead of reflecting on themselves, they blame the O2ers. Oh man.